Breaking news, the 2024 matchup is set. A Nebraska native's name is on the Democratic ticket. Kamala Harris tapping Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota to be our running mate. Here's a live look at their first rally together in Philadelphia. Moments ago, she officially introduced him.
In the high school yearbook, the students voted Coach Walz the, quote, most inspiring faculty member. And as I think everyone here can see, Tim Walz was the kind of teacher and mentor that every child in America dreams of having, and that every kid deserves.
And good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Rod Fowler. The big question tonight, who is Walz? A new NPR, PBS, News Marst poll finds 71% of U.S. adults have never heard of Walz or are unsure how to rate him. Walz sharing a video introduction on social media today.
I joined the Army National Guard when I was 17. I served for 24 years. I used my GI benefits to go to college and become a public school teacher. I coached football and taught social studies for 20 years. And I tried to teach my students what small-town Nebraska taught me: respect, compromise, service to country.
All right, here's what you need to know. Walz was born in West Point, Nebraska, graduated from Chadron State University in 1989 before enlisting in the Army. He took a teaching and coaching job at Alliance when he returned from China, before moving to Mankato, Minnesota in 1996 and then turning to politics in 2006, becoming a U.S. congressman. He was elected governor of Minnesota in 2018. Cheers erupting as he was leaving home just hours ago. And Walz posting on X that he's, quote, all in on his new role as Harris's vice presidential pick. Channel 8's Courtney Scornia joins us live now outside the Nebraska Democratic Party's office, where they're gearing up for the Harris-Walz campaign. Courtney, what did you hear from them today?
Yeah, Rod, I spoke to the party chair who says Walz's roots in Nebraska formed his values. And a local political science professor tells me Walz comes across as an ordinary, just regular type of guy, which will help Harris's ticket.
The choosing of Tim Walz suggests that this is a party that is trying to present a sort of moderate face to the world.
Timothy Hill says the Democratic vice presidential pick has an appealing biography for moderates. He says Walz comes off as a straight-down-the-middle Democrat.
He was a teacher for a while. He graduated from Chadron State. He actually served in the military for a while. And all of this adds up to a very appealing biography in terms of who you want by your side, particularly when you are the first African-American woman to run for a major party ticket.
Hill tells me the Democratic Party thinks the work Walz did for Minnesota as governor will be attractive to Americans as a whole. And Nebraska Democratic Party Chair Jane Klebb agrees.
So he has a solid record in supporting the LGBT community, has a solid record in protecting women's reproductive freedom. And he does that from a perspective of, it's very rural. He basically will say, if it doesn't bother the cattle, it doesn't bother me. And that's the approach he's taken throughout his life. That's the approach he'll take as vice president. That's why I think he's going to resonate with a lot of us.
Even though Walz is a Nebraska native, Hill doesn't think most Nebraskans will change their votes. Illustrating his point, Senator Pete Ricketts posting this on Facebook this morning, calling the Harris-Walz ticket the most radical left-wing ticket in history. But Walz could help in the 2nd congressional district.
I think the nightmare scenario within the Nebraska Republican Party is that would be the vote that would tip the scales. I don't think that's terribly likely. If we're bringing North Carolina back in, then I don't see any reason to think that Omaha might not be in play as well.
Klebb says since Harris announced she would be on top of the ticket, polling has already shifted in the 2nd district.
We're going to fight for CD1 and CD3 too. Now having Walz be a messenger that can connect with moderate and rural voters, we really believe that we have a shot, not just in Nebraska, but in states like Iowa and Kansas and other Midwest states.
I reached out to the Nebraska Republican Party for comment, but never received a response. Reporting here in Lincoln, Courtney Scornia, Channel 8 News.